Welcome, sir. Yeah. Good afternoon, participants. Welcome to this online webinar series for Appendix 3 exam and LDCE. Today's topic is processing of Indian Railways claims. To take this topic, we have the faculty, Sri B.V. Ram Prasad Garu. Sir is working as a Deputy CCM Claims in South Central Railway. Sir, welcome, sir. Sir, over to you for another 1.5 hours, sir.
Yes, sir, yes.
Please comment, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir. So I am B.V. Ram Prasad. I am a Deputy CCM Claims, South Central Railway, Secunderabad. Today we will see how claims are processed and also processing of goods refunds and also claims working. Good evening, audience. Are you able to see me? Participants?
Yeah, participants, all are unmuted. You can interact with the faculty. Sir, it is visible, sir.
And also audible.
Yes, sir. Good.
So, at present, there are nearly 28 participants. We go ahead with our topic.
Yes, sir.
Participants, are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what is it now? Before going to that, claims is a after-sale service. This is service once transaction is completed. So once a wagon is booked or a train load is booked or any consignment is after reaching destination. So if there is loss of goods or any damage or destruction, etc. So in such cases, so a claim is preferred by the customers. This is after sale service. So as per customer care, we have to see what is the requirement of a customer before sales, during transit, and also after the sales. So here claims, they are mainly after sale services. So if claims are not settled within the time, otherwise not properly settled, so customers may not prefer to come to railways again and again. That's why claims also is a very important subject. We have to settle our claims immediately within the less time, so that our customers will be satisfied through our service and they prefer to come again and again. So now we'll see what is the definition of this one. A railway claim may be defined as a formal demand. It is a demand for the rightful claim for the compensation in respect of goods or animals entrusted to railway administration for the carriage from one station to another station and that have not reached destination. Sometimes they have not reached. Sometimes this is a non-delivery of the consignment, partial delivery of the consignment. Suppose in case of parcels, etc. In such cases, some goods are reached, some goods are not reached. Sometimes, suppose if you take a POL consignment, is a petroleum and other liquid carbons. If goods are damaged or there is leakage in a tank wagon, so that will be partially lost to the customer. Sometimes if a wagon catches fire, this is total loss of that particular consignment, or that may not be useful for again to use. Like this, perishables also may get damaged if there is delay. Now we are seeing in SC Railway, breaches are there. So waterlogging, consignments or trains may not reach in time. So in such cases, there is a damage or deterioration of the perishable items or vegetable which cannot be used. Preferring a claim. Recently, we have received a claim. So this was booked in the month of March. In the month of March, this was booked. But for some reason or other, party lodged a complaint for refund or it may be claimed after 6 months. So once a claim is made after 6 months, so naturally, so they are not eligible to claim. So we see the section 106 as per provision in section 106 of Railways Act 1999, claim for non-delivery or partial delivery or damage, etc. So it has to be filed within a period of 6 months from the date of booking. So once the RR is issued, from the date, they have to claim any such claim within period of 6 months. Sometimes in case of goods, we are having excess payment of freight for some reason or other. So that also we'll see afterwards. First we see claims. So cases received after the expiry of the period of 6 months becomes time barred and will be liquidated. We will not entertain such complaints. So party must be educated so that any rightful demand from the customer, they can claim within a period of 6 months from the date of booking or date of entrustment of goods to railways. Participants, are you able to hear me? Participants?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
You are able to hear. So
Yes.
can you follow what I am telling?
Yes, yes, yes. We follow, sir.
So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So a claim notice should be given within a period of 6 months from the date of booking. So we go to next slide. So what are the documents to be submitted by the customer while preferring a claim? So on receipt of claim application, so what are things we have to check? So what is RR? So person who is producing the railway receipt is treated as a rightful owner. So that gives the consignment is booked in the name of the person under whose name this RR is issued. So we have to see under whose name this RR is issued. He is the person to claim. That is basic document. Next, date. Date is required for us to see whether claim is preferred within a period of 6 months. And also from and to. In case of claims, the destination railway will settle the claims. Destination railway will settle the claims. From and to, nature of the claim are verified, and then so now we have got claims office, claims web. We have to register. Claims can be sent online also for registration. While acknowledging the customer's claim, the following documents are called for. So copy of railway receipt. So in case of damage, destruction, delivery, so we ask copy of RR, because out of 20 packages, 1 package is not received. That is partial delivery. So for taking remaining 19 packages, you might have surrendered the original railway receipt. So if it is total non-delivery, if it is not delivered anything, then you will be having this original RR. That RR has to be submitted. If it is partial or damage or destruction, etc. So you might have submitted the original railway receipt at the destination station. For the loss of the goods or damage of the goods, he prefers a claim. In such cases, so you will send copy of the RR. Next, so trade bill or reject. So what is the value of the goods? So you might have purchased from somebody. So what is the document? That we'll see. Trade bills or reject. Non-delivery shortage certificate from the destination station. So wherever there is shortage or damage, so in such cases, you should write in the delivery book that contents are leaking, contents are damaged in the delivery book with clear remarks, so that that will be useful while taking delivery. Suppose total 20 packages are booked. Okay, 1 package not received. In such cases, so you should ask for shortage. So you should sign in the delivery book that he received only 19 packages. So if he passes any remark regarding that, counter remarks are to be made by the concerned goods supervisor, parcel supervisor, or goods clerk. If no remarks are made by the customer at the time of taking delivery, it means that goods are reached safely without any damage. If he goes away from the destination station without passing any remarks, so it is assumed that subsequently he may come and write, no, we will not permit. So at the time of taking delivery itself, they should write clear remarks in the delivery book. So if a partial delivery is there, he should take a shortage certificate. He preferred a claim for non-receipt of one package. So in such case, at the time of asking for claim, he should submit shortage certificate from the concerned station and the certificate by station master or that the goods supervisor or parcel who may be the in charge in that particular station. So next letter of issue that is given by the party. He is the authorized person. So to claim the person. Letter of authority from the consignor, oblique third party. So and also you should give details. So here RR is booked by A in favor of party B. So this is a goods consignment or a parcel. So here in case of luggage ticket, the person who books will be taking delivery at the destination. So consignor, that is sender, consignee, that is receiver, both are one and the same. Whereas in case of parcels and goods booking, suppose coal is booked from coal mines, party is that is local collieries, and it is booked to thermal power station. It is person is different, A to B. So at the time of taking delivery, one wagon was marked sick en route. One wagon coal was marked sick en route. That was not delivered at the time of delivery along with the other. So in that case, shortage certificate that goods supervisor should give. So if that wagon subsequently not traced, not connected, so we could not connect, we could not deliver to the bumper. In such case, we have to give claim for non-delivery of one wagon of coal. Whatever it may be, food grains, it may be any other thing. So that letter of authority, in such case, at the time of delivery, so B is giving in favor of some other party. So consignor is A, consignee, that is receiver is B. Now consignee is the owner to take delivery because his name is available in the railway receipt. Subsequently, B endorses in favor of some other person. So in that cases, third party will become the owner to claim. So like this, third party also will come into picture. So bank details and to whom the bank details to which we have to send if claim is settled. Next, obtaining missing M&DG, missing and damaged goods report. So this is otherwise called open delivery report or assessment delivery. If goods are damaged, that is called assessment delivery certificate. Suppose food grains are there, some 20-30 kgs are damaged. The extent of damage will be assessed by the persons nominated for giving open delivery. Sometimes it is an assessment. Open delivery means it is only missing of goods. So out of 20 packages, out of 100 packages, some 20 packages are there. So here there is no damage to the contents. In such case, it is only open delivery. Our people will go as per railway receipt, how many packages are to be available in that particular wagon. So how many bags actually received, that is okay. Generally, in such case, seals are tampered. some rice bags were stolen. Generally, maybe in summer. Suppose in rainy season, seals are intact, but water leaking is there along the doors or roof holes. So in such case, water may come inside the wagon and contents are damaged. In such case, assessment delivery is report is taken. So So in such cases, damage will be assessed by the officer nominated as per the SOP. We give certificate to that. So at the time of delivery, so it was mentioned that 20 bags are partially damaged. Extent of damage some 20% or some 30%, depends upon the extent of damage. Next, if the consignment is lost, a letter would be addressed to the railway or division. Next, senior DSC for fixing up the staff liability and staff investment. So where this happened, what is reason? So they will investigate and fix responsibility. Next, it is if consignor, that is sender, has not declared the value of the consignment and he did not pay. This is percentage charges on excess value. So our railways liability for loss of goods, our extent of liability per kg in case of goods is 50 rupees per kg, rupees 50 per kg. In case of parcels, in case of luggage, goods and parcels, rupees 50 per kg. In case of luggage, so consignments are taken along with the passenger inside the compartment, or he might have entrusted to railway for carriage in the brake van. In such cases, luggage ticket is issued. So in such case, our liability is limited up to a maximum value of rupees 100 kgs per bag. For example, he is taking rice bag. So the value weight is 50 kg rice bag he is taking. He has booked and given to the guard, and he has obtained luggage received from railways for carriage in a brake van. Okay, that 50 kgs rice bag was stolen somewhere. So in such case, our liability per kg is limited to 100 rupees. Suppose 50 kgs bag is lost. Our maximum liability 50 into 100. That is maximum 5,000 rupees. Now, at the time of settlement, we see what was the declaration on the forwarding note. So he has declared some Masuri rice or some rice. So we see what is the cost per kg of this type of rice. Suppose prevailing rice in the market is 54 rupees per kg. So in such case, our liability, he has not paid over and above. Here it is less than that, he may not require to pay. So our liability will be 54 rupees, that is market value, into weight 50 kgs. So that is the limit, 54 rupees per kg into weight, that is 50. To that extent only we pay. Some cases, he has booked a motorcycle, a new motorcycle. So this actual weight as per RC book. Okay, that is, we have got weight, actual weight and also chargeable weight. Suppose it is measured and it was found to be 150 kgs motorcycle. In such cases, some valuable goods, motorcycles, jewelry, etc. PCV, percentage charge on excess value. So you must pay percentage on the excess value of our liability. Suppose here motorcycle is around 60,000 rupees, or let us say 50,000 rupees, 50,000. Suppose in such case, this is weight of the motorcycle 150 kgs. He has booked as luggage. So what is our liability on 150 kgs? Our liability is 100 rupees per kg. So one on 150 kgs. See, ours is 150 kgs into 100 rupees. Naturally, it is 15,000. 15,000 hai. So what is the value declared? 50,000. So what is excess value? 50,000 minus 15,000. 50,000 minus 15,000. So excess value is 35,000. So on 35,000, so he must pay percentage charge on excess value. So if he pays and if he declares and pays percentage charge on excess value, वो तो declare किया, बाद में payment भी कर दिया. So then our responsibility is market value or declared value, whichever is less. Market value कम हो गया, so we'll pay market value. So declared value, so whatever is less, market value or declared value, whichever is less. So some goods where percentage charge is not there, so we'll go as per the market value, which may be less than 100. Suppose value is more than 100. Suppose general goods is some perishable item. Now in Hyderabad, tomato is per kg it is 110 rupees. Hyderabad, tomato is 110 kgs. Now he has booked 100 kgs tomatoes. Okay, so 100 kgs our liability into 50 rupees per kg towards parcel. So our railways liability is 50 into 100 kgs 5,000 only, but prevailing market is 110 rupees, but he did not pay. He did not pay percentage charge on excess value. So if that tomato bag is lost, otherwise we did not give delivery. So our liability is only 50 into 100 kg, that is 5,000. But he might have purchased at more than 50 because he did not pay percentage charge on excess value. So our liability is limited to only this 50 rupees and 100. Suppose now market value has come down from 110, it has come to 20. So एक 7 दिन में ये तो पूरा कम हो गया. So in such case, we give suppose 20, 15 to 20. Then that only we will pay. So this is based on the at the time of forwarding note. That is the deciding factor at the time of issue of RR based on the forwarding note. So on that day, what was the rate that will decide. Now, finance concurrence is necessary if settled amount exceeds 75,000. Now we see schedule of powers. Here, payment of claims for compensation of for goods lost or damaged. Here, PCCM or CHOD 8 lakhs, even HOD also 8 lakhs. So division office deputy CM 2 lakhs, SCM 50,000 up to ACM 25. Finance concurrence is necessary for cases 75,000 rupees. Recently, we have settled one case of petroleum and other liquid carbons, tank wagons. So while taking this tank wagon from Cherlapalli to Kadapa, 4 wagons got fire. 4 wagons were totally destroyed beyond use. So whatever the leftover material, they were burnt. So they were burnt totally. 4 BTPL tank wagons. Pura ye motor spirit type alag hai. So here we settled for nearly 1.6 crores for tank wagons, BTPN wagons, because that is more than 75,000. So we took finance concurrence and also finally it went to AGM because PCCM has got powers only up to 8 lakhs. It went to AGM for sanction. Accordingly, will pay as per SOP. If it is more than 75,000 rupees, finance concurrency is a must. So next one, this is available in SOP E11, page E11, commercial matters under E, page number 11. This is see in the table below that, serial number 17. Next, compensation in case of untoward incidents. Nowadays, it has become more and more untoward incidents. Fall from a train carrying passengers. A person falls with a valid ticket, falls from a train carrying passengers. So we are liable to pay compensation to an extent of. So you should be a valid customer. That is, you must be having a ticket. Second thing, he must fall from a train carrying passengers. So recently we got one case. It was reported that at the time there was no. So during the time when he was found dead, so on that day there were no passenger trains. Some goods trains were there. So it was proved that he might have fell from a train other than passenger, that is goods trains. So it was a case was repudiated. We did not give. So on that day, if there was no passenger train, so he might have died while crossing the track or run over, etc. But they may claim as if a case of fall from train. This will be given as per judgment of RCT, Railways Claim Tribunals on South Central Railway, Secunderabad. We have got two railway claim tribunal benches, one at Secunderabad and second one, it is under now AP. Earlier it was combined state, now Telangana, that is Secunderabad. Next to Andhra Pradesh, Amravati and Guntur. So we have got two railway claim tribunal benches. We also settle. So for your information, I will tell you. So last year, Indian Railways paid 500 crores of rupees towards settlement of untoward incidents. On SC Railway, we paid nearly 6 crores. Nearly 6 crores. So now amount has become so much. Now it is being monitored at the level of AGM. Now we come to claim. That is over. A claim, this is goods refunds. A claim made by the customer for refund of overcharges. So here, he has paid more than the required amount. This is refund of overcharges. Suppose goods booking is there, he might have given a DD. Actually, the freight is some 32 lakhs. 32 lakhs. But he has already taken a demand draft for rupees 33 lakhs. So on that day, he could not exchange. Otherwise, why this difference will come? So here, the wagon numbers and also formation, BCN or BCNA type of wagon are not all same. Like this Bakshan, sometimes different types of. So there is a difference of 1 ton, 2 tons like this in the wagons. Sometimes, so full formation is kept. One wagon is marked sick. So to that extent of freight for one wagon, he has paid more, thinking that complete 42 BCNs will be placed, but one wagon is marked sick. So finally, he could load only 41 wagons because placement is given to 41 wagons. So, but he has already taken demand draft. So one wagon, that the excess freight will be there. Finally, he will claim for refund of excess freight overcharges towards excess amount through DD. So to avoid all these things, so if a passenger, otherwise the goods freight customer opts for repayment, then it will be easy. Need not pay any excess amount. So on SC Railway, nearly 95% of the freight traffic is now paid online through e-payment. A tripartite agreement will be there. So this is a banker of railways, next customer, and State Bank of generally State Bank or some nationalized banks under the approved list. So in this case, there is no chance of paying excess amount towards the freight. Again, subsequent refund that may not arise. Now we'll see. So most of the cases on necessarily we are facing this one. See what is the same section as per section 106(3). Railways Act, the customer has to prefer a claim for refund of overcharge. So he has paid excess amount in respect of goods carried by railway, unless a notice is served by him or on his behalf to the railway administration, to which the overcharges has been paid within period of 6 months from the date of such payment or date of such delivery of such goods at the destination, whichever is later. So in this case, delivery generally is taken after 2 or 3 days after the payment, whichever is convenient, but the time limit is whichever is later. The other rules, regulations applied to the instance as and when the need arises based on the nature of the claim. So we'll see what are the rules and regulations, how refund of excess charges paid will be settled. So a person shall be entitled to claim for refund of overcharge by serving a notice by him or on his behalf to the railway administration to which goods are entrusted for carriage. So in case of refund of excess charges paid, so he should apply to the railway where this freight was paid. Suppose he has booked from South Central Railway to Southeastern Railway. The amount is paid on, because prepayment is compulsory, he paid at Secunderabad SC Railway. He should ask for refund of excess amount paid to SC Railway only. Whereas in case of claims, that is destination here. So our people will start working whether party said he paid excess. So we'll take report from the booking station. We'll send for finance conference. Actually, that amount is paid or not. Then we'll see all the, now we'll see all the procedure. So next, a claim or refund for overcharge will be made to GM, PCCM or CCO. So if a notice is served other than these three, so it will not be entertained. If it reaches within 6 months, then only we will settle. Sometimes they may give to somebody else, but if it doesn't reach within 6 months, then we can liquidate the claim. As per railway board letter, it should be addressed to the general manager, PCCM or chief claims officer. Participants, are you listening? Participants? Participants?
Yes, sir.
You are following?
Yes, sir.
If you have any doubts, you may ask now and then, no issue. In between, you can go ahead. Refund of overcharges in all cases can only be allowed in the refunds branch of the headquarters by chief claims manager. Okay. How this excess overcharges will arise? How? Excess amount collected through demand draft. Recently, here Andhra Pradesh State Civil Corporation, they have sent, they have nearly 5 lakhs for each RR. They are paying 5 lakhs for each RR. So every month we will be settling nearly 50 lakhs towards this excess amount collected. So they are keeping their amount with railways. They are keeping their amount with railways. So we contact the companies who generally pays excess freight through demand draft, especially through demand draft. So we advise them to go for e-payment or recent changes. So they can opt some other modes also, so that unnecessary correspondence to railways will be avoided and their liquidity, their liquid cash will increase. Incentive schemes and concessions. So in case of LTTC, long term tariff contract, S2S concession. So if you get concession across the RR, it will be very useful. So our agreement is not finalized, not completed, not fed. RR will be generated on full freight, but whereas is eligible LWS, we have got leasing of wagon investment scheme. So generally we give 15% concession, station to station rates. So different concession as per nature of commodity and also from one to distance. Like this, once agreement is not fed or for any technical reason this was not uploaded from that date, party might have booked and we might have advised, but concession across the RR may not come. In such cases, parties they prefer a claim for refund of excess amount. Otherwise, amount that is due to them was not granted across the RR. Now we are seeing punitive charges on overloading. So here on bagged goods, generally every month we weigh 5% of the total rates in that month. So once in case of bagged goods, cement and also food grains, fertilizers, the weight of the bag is generally fixed. It may be 100 or 50 kgs. So they have weighed as per their list, it is correct. But on weigh bridge, where on railway weigh bridge, it was found to be excess. So in such cases, provision is there. In such cases, at a destination, they ask for open delivery, counting of bags. In such cases, if it is proved that, so as per the order, as per the declaration, total number of bags are tallied and that is within the marked carrying capacity of the wagon. There is no overloading. But immediately after payment, our people collected punitive charges to that extent of excess loading. But subsequently, at a destination, our commercial officer and other officer, they go for random check of wagons, unloaded the bags from the wagon, counted all the bags and found that there was no overload. In such cases, we have to refund these punitive charges which were not supposed to be collected, but collected. Siding charges. We have got one case during Corona. Here what happened? Near Manigar, one Orient cement is there. It was a diesel siding, diesel. We used to send diesel engine. So once it from siding to main line, that is towards Ballarsta, from Kajipet to Ballarsta, that is double line electrified. From serving station to siding, they used to move through diesel engines, but so subsequently it was electrified. So it happened in March 2020. So immediately once it is electrified, it has come under through distance. Some 4 to 5 kilometers siding distance was there. Siding distance. So now party is benefited. It has come earlier. Siding charges used to collect because diesel engine used to be used for placement, release of the vehicles. So they bring from serving station to the main line. And from there, it was a traction, that is electrical engine. Now, because of this electrification. Now, all the full rake can be placed inside the siding with electrical engine. Siding charges will not arise because it is on through distance charging. So telescopic benefit now party is eligible. But our notification, they take lot of time after 4 to 5 months because of this corona, various problems. Party applied for refund of siding charges. It was not notified, but even the electric was. So our people, they used to collect siding charges based on the diesel engine used. Like this, we have got empty haulage charges where we were not supposed to collect, like this shunting charges, like this diversion charges. So generally this happens. Diversion is one of the main activity for us. So as per the requirement of coal or food grains or fertilizers, customers, major customers, they ask for movement of full rake as per the requirement. So naturally that coal, instead of going to one thermal power station, that was diverted to another thermal power station at the request of the party. Or sometimes it may be on account of railways. In such cases, initially freight is more, subsequently it is less distance. They may ask for this one. Thank you. On SC railway, once it is moved to a shorter distance on operational grounds, refund of freight is permitted. Refund of freight is permitted. A to B, suppose 700 kilometers. Now they want a diversion A to C, which is less than 700. So in such case, already freight paid is more. So in such case, second time, SRR is issued, difference of freight on operational grounds at the interest of railways. If we do, there is some concessions, there is some breaches, there is some congestion in such cases. So refund of excess freight paid is permitted. These are the some of the reasons. Now we go to next slide. Now we see what documents, right? What documents are to be checked? Goods refund, freight collection railway to process. So where it was booked, where that amount was collected, whether payment is made or not, and supporting documents. So once the amount is reached or received by railways, then only we think about a refund. What is authority regarding payment? So apart from railway receipt, etc., this also we have to see regarding amount is received by railways. Cash book extract on the day station, the goods supervisor should show based on the RR. There is a e-payment transfer. So cash book extract should keep copy. CR note on that particular day. Copy of railway receipt. It is from one to all details. Next, it is a balance sheet. So during that month, total amount is gone. How much is gone? So again, this is checked in the accounts office. So station is telling some 30 lakhs is booked under this one. Whether that amount is reached or not, in the accounts office book section, they will check this under this RR whether this amount is reached. If it is reached, then only we think about this one. So sometimes class rates. So instead of one class, so this is class rate is reduced, but that man did not see. So earlier class it was higher, now it has come down. This difference we may ask. Concession not granted, not allowed for various reasons. I told you now, agreement is there, but it was not put in the system so that he can get refund. Otherwise, concession across the RR. Agreement not executed. Siding not notified on through distance. So through distance charges, no separate siding charges, not electrified, not notified. So in such cases, party was given that was notified, but it was that through decision charge are is not allowed. Sick wagons also not charged. Sometimes what happens, our people at the sidings, especially in case of thermal power stations or FCI loading points, so we may be having 2 or 3 rakes per day. So some rakes will be placed during night time. Some days, one bunching of rakes, all rakes may be placed simultaneously. In such cases, physical verification of all the wagons inside the siding may not be possible. So one of them is not there, even though it is there. Sometimes it did not properly check all the wagons. Sometimes it may not be possible. So by default, our people mentioned full 42 BCM or 58 box and wagons at the BCM 58. In such cases, 1 or 2 or wagons are not there but charged. In such cases, sometimes there is electrical pole or some obstruction, or the lorry is unable to go to the wagon doors for loading. So loading is difficult. He has mentioned clearly, but our people did not listen. But finally, party proves there was no space for lorry to load directly. So here, all the wagons are loaded except one wagon. So for the sake of one wagon, this operating fellow may not keep the entire rake. So he will start this one. So to rectify the wagon door or etc. So TXR has to come faraway place. It may not be feasible to bring him immediately. In such cases, the party will check whether this fact is correct or not. We have to check at the time of allowing refund on that particular wagon. Sick wagons are also charged. So before placement of the rack, so giant check will be done generally by the customer and the railway staff, whether all wagons are booked. In case of covered wagons, our people will go inside the wagon and observe whether any holes are there. Holes. वो गाड़ी वैगन के अंदर जाके देखना है कि तो रूफ बराबर है क्या. ये तो बारिश का सीजन, तो लोड करना तो अभी बारिश लिया तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है. इसके वास्ते if any wagon holes are there, there will be leakage. If there are many wagon holes, in such case that wagon will be rejected. Simultaneously, we may not have one empty wagon to replace that, but our people wrongly charged. Recently, one claim we got, he forgot to keep the digits properly in the railway receipt. So naturally, it has gone 1 digit more. So it went up to some 10 to 11 lakhs. But it is a repayment, already command is given. So now we cannot change. We must apply again to claims office for refund. Here, excess on the particular railway receipt. So cross-checking in accounts office regarding freight collection. So they will ensure whether this amount as shown in the RR was really realized by railways. It has come to the accounts of railways. Then only we think about allowing refund of overcharges. Refund of freight. How this freight is regular powers. First one is fair. PHOD, HOD, they got full powers. Next, DRM, ADRM, full powers. Division office, Deputy CCM, 10,000, Senior DCM. SCM, 5,000. ACM, 3,000. Finance concurrence is necessary for cases above 20,000. This is 2,000 rupees. That is refundable amount, not total fare. So the amount of refund that is allowed should not exceed 2,000. If it is exceeded, naturally finance concurrency is required. Next we come to our freight or charges. This is PHOD, HOD, DRM, senior DCM, DPCM, full powers, DCM or SCM 25,000, ACM 10,000. Finance concurrency is necessary for cases above. So most of the cases, freight will take finance vetting. So most of the cases are more than 5,000. Naturally, we have to, without their concurrence, it is not possible. So they will see whether cash book extract is there. Next, as per the RR, on what date it was sent, as per the balance sheet, on what date it was remitted. So we have to see transaction completely from RR to end up to balance sheet, so that next in accounts office they will ensure checking whether the amount as shown in the RR it has come to railways or not. Then only it will be allowed. Now we'll see case by case causes for goods refunds. What is cause? What is necessary action? So error in the rate. So how it comes? Selection of piecemeal, trail load, wagon load demand to be carefully fed online in wagon registration. So if you by default it is trail load, if you take it as wagon load, then it will be charged more. Then party will again ask for refund of excess charges, overcharge paid for wrong charging. Sometimes you may do class also. Error in weight at loading point. Loading supervisor number of bags to be loaded as per the permissible carrying capacity or the PCC, permissible carrying capacity. Siding weighbridge not maintained or not renewed in time. There may be error. Type of route. Why this error in weight? Recently, route is now CC plus 6. It has become 60 plus 8. We have to update to be ascertained. But party thought it is a CC plus 8, but actual route is CC plus 6 only. So for each wagon, naturally, it will become CC per wagon it is 2 wagons extra. Then it will be a problem. Error in weight. Check wagon numbers, Oni railway, type of wagons. So you should know what type of wagon and what is the chargeable weight for each wagon and compare with wagon numbers. So we have to see type of wagon and also what is the permission carrying capacity to that particular wagon. En route weighment. Wagons detected with excess weight more than the normal limits shall be load adjusted. So this will attract priority charges, detention, labor charges. So once it is more, so en route this will be there. Destination, the customer may request for physical counting under supervision of a railway officer. If it is proved that it was not excess loaded, then we have to pay this excess amount paid. Error in distance. Distance can be checked through RBS. Always after for rationalized route. So here error in distance also immediate. Sometimes the distance may become more, sometimes may become less. If it is now recently bypass line has come, reducing the distance, but we charge via longer route. Then party may ask for refund of overcharges paid towards excess distance charge. Error in calculation. This also will raise to overcharge by railway staff updation in points. So various regions will get payment of excess freight. That party may ask for refund. Error in classification. So classification is the as per description of the commodity. Classification is charged, is notified. So we have to see correct description of the goods and also what is the classification given to that particular amount? What is the class rate? If the class rates, what is the wagon load? What is the train load? So party opted for wagon load or train load. Then we have to be careful. Indent for correct description of the commodity. Indent is given for correct description. Train load or a piecemeal. Nowadays we don't have this piecemeal. Mini rake. What is the standard composition of the wagons? So standard composition, it varies as per type of rake. It may be covered, it may be open, or it may be flat wagons. Flat wagons are used for movement of steel rods, steel plates, sometimes boilers, heavy items. So flat wagons. So here mini rakes generally we use for covered wagons. Covered wagons. That is food grains, cement, fertilizers, which are damageable through wet mini rakes. Error in the classification. So if you correct description is not there, there will be error. Finally, it may lead to this one. Excess amount is paid through DD. Opt for e-payments. Why it will come? So why once what is the reason for payment through DD? So opt for e-payments, we did not opt for e-payments. Timely renewal of e-payment. So if it's not extended, e-payment contract is not extended, and the contract is not extended. Funds, there are no funds in the bank. So in that particular month, generally peak season, transaction will be more. So contract is already over, or contract is there, but we did not keep sufficient funds in the bank. In such cases, there is a shortage of funds. Then we have to issue. Once there is shortage of funds, we have to issue DD. Once you start giving DD, so exact price you may not be knowing before the issue of RR. Then that makes you to give. Otherwise, it will attract to pay freight, that is 10% or 5%. So in case of coal, 10%, other than coal, 5%. Because you don't know the exact freight amount. So you will be forced to take some amount which is more than the correct. In such case, that will lead to excess payment through demand draft. That's why timely renewal of e-payment contract will avoid issue of demand draft. So like this, adequate funds not there. Naturally, what happens? We have to that e-payment will start charging 2 pay charges. We avoid that. So you will go for demand. This time I will give DD. Next, incentive scheme and concession. Incentive schemes. Leasing of wagon investment scheme. So customer wants a separate wagons. On exterior, we have got caustic soda. So that is special purpose wagons, which railways cannot use. So it is mainly meant for them. Like this cement in loose condition. That is also a special purpose wagons. Here, own your wagon. This is also. So group A, group B, and special purpose wagons are there. Own your wagon scheme. It was there. Still, we are having some rakes under this own your wagon. So under own your wagons, first one is if you have money, you can invest. You can lease those wagons. Second, you are a trading customer. You can use and also give to railways. Second option B. C type. That is special purpose. Railways cannot use. That is so railway wagons are not fit into the requirement of the customer. In such cases, they will make their own wagons with permission of railway board. Next, agreement not paid in the points. Already we discussed. Agreement not renewed. This will lead to problems. Monitoring of benchmark. So benchmark that will, this is useful in case of station to station rates. Benchmark generally. So as per NTKMs, so NTKMs last year offered to railways over and above this year. Suppose last time he has given 10 lakh NTKMs. So to get incentive, this time we have to cross 10 lakh plus some 5 or 10% as per the benchmark. Monitoring of benchmark. We need to charges ensure even loading to avoid that. Advise destination to check unload. So if it is found, generally FCI consignments is 5% repayment of the rakes. Whenever they find, generally covered wagons are loaded with the stenciled bags. It may be cement, fertilizer bags, or FCI. Stenciled bag. Generally, there may not be excess weight. If it is found excess weight, so they will ask destination to and request railways to send welfare officer for physically verifying this one. So that if it is proved that no excess wagons, that no excess weight is found, they are eligible for refund of the periodic charges collected because there was no excess loading. Siding and shunting. Just all we have seen number of wagons, engine not currently charging. So shunting or siding charges, it depends upon the type of engine used. Empty haulage charges. So on own your wagon container empty rakes. So these are meant for them to use. So once the railways carry their wagons, their empty wagons, we collect empty haulage charges. So for these wagons, there is some nominated depot where periodical overhauling or regular overhauling stations are nominated. In such cases, it has gone to other than this one, or it has gone. In such cases, it has been as per the agreement. It was sent to that particular station for POH ROH, but for which empty haulage should not be collected, but our goods like collected. So you will ask for, as per the agreement, this is the nominated station for making repairs or maintenance, but our fellow is not aware of the agreement. He thought it is a normal freight booking and he charged. Finally, RT will ask for refund of this POH or ROH charges. Diversion charges. This is also there, diverted on railway account, not at the request of the party. If it is on the request of the party, diversion, that freight will not be refundable, only on the account of railways. This is demurrage or fees. Is also waiver is given, they will come to claims. So once demurrage or wharfage is like demurrage is collected on rolling stock, wharfage is collected on ground stock. On ground, that is stock or goods kept on the ground in the goods shed railway premises. So once they did not unload or they did not remove the goods within the free time allowed by the railways, in such cases, we collect demurrage on rolling stock and wharfage on ground stock. Any doubt? Participants, any doubt? So here, waiver they should apply within 7 days. First appeal, if they are not satisfied with the reasons with the waiver. Suppose 1 lakh is given, that is on one rake. So our in a DCM allowed only some 30% waiver. 30% waiver is given. He is not satisfied. The reasons are very strong. Now you see here on AP, now most of the trains are diverted from Tirupati, that is Chennai bound Tirupati, all the trains are diverted. Goods rake has come, a place rate rained gunta because of heavy breaches and rain. Party could not unload on the ground. So if he unloads on the ground, his rice will get damaged. So, but our senior DCM has given only 30% because there is strong regions. Party may think so he may deserve something more than 30. He can claim, he can appeal within 30 days when the rate of receipt from senior DCM. So suppose ADRM has given some 20%, he may think still, so he will apply to PCM claims or PCO. So this is regarding refund of waiver of demurrage and warfares. Claims for loss of goods to be preferred on destination railway. Claim it is loss of goods, loss, damage, destruction, non-delivery, etc. Damage, destruction, non-delivery of the goods. Loss, damage, destruction, non-delivery. Claim for refund of freight. Freight refund on the originating railway where amount is paid. Finance concurrence if demurrage exceeds 20,000 per night. So if waiver is given more than 50%, should be given in speaking. So goods refunds allowed by SC Railway 2019, 19 to 20 year. See, to 86 crores. Okay, 19, 20.
टोटल से क्या क्या करना है जैसा
So these are the
लेने का पैसा
amount given.
लास्ट टाइम लिया ना
हाँ गया सर नेक्स्ट टाइम नहीं सर नेक्स्ट
नहीं आता कभी लिया
years after 2 years after
2 years से 3 years होना
Any doubt, friends?
3 years के बाद लेने का रहता
भैया कुछ डाउट है क्या?
okay
So next to last one, we are coming to last.
years
How does NRCL function? So in order to achieve the objective of giving better after sale service to the customer. So Indian Railways, we have established and not received sales at division, zonal and also railway board. So whenever the wagon is not received or partial delivery is there, partial non-delivery, in such cases, you can report to the station. Immediately they will give message to commercial control at division level, next at zonal, next at railway board. This is NRCL. So this is functioning for tracing of the missing wagons, missing goods, missing parcels. The duty of these cells involve tracing, connecting consignments which do not reach the desired destination in the reasonable transit. If that case, if the wagon is not received in the time, so we'll trace back tracing from starting station. So how the package or the wagon moved, whether the wagon moved along with the train or en route any marker. In case of parcels, whether it is properly handled en route. Suppose in case of coaching trains, how the seal was handled, how the seals handled, whether any en route tampering is there. En route tampering, seals wagon is received without any seals. Sometimes what happens from A to B, seal of A is there, B received the wagon. Okay, seals are intact. Seals as per the originating station. Seals are intact, but contents are missing. Seals are intact. Contents are missing. In such cases, once seals are intact, so there is no claim. It means that party wrongly loaded. In case of goods, loading is not supervised by railways. We issue set to container or. So our duty is to take the consignment to destination with the seals as given at originating station. So as per the originating station, the seals must be intact up to destination. So if anywhere seals are tampered, So immediately our duty is to put supporting seals. At that station, we have to see immediately. So guard will come and ask us, so seals are tampered. So any theft, if it all happens, that will be before that en route station. So once somebody is asking us, sir, we have not received some packages, we ask seals. So station A, B, C, D, if all the places seals are intact, naturally goods must be safe. If seals are not intact, then only this problem will come. As long as seals are intact, so goods are safe. Seals are not intact, then only this problem will come. That's why, so in case of any seal missing wagon or coaching train, seal is not available, immediately we have to see that, and en route we have to trace. Something happened before that en route station. So these are some of the precautions at the time of acceptance and registration to prevent claims. Description of commodity should be properly filled in the forwarding note. The description should correctly match with the classification as per our goods tariff file. So it should tally. Sometimes due to lack of knowledge, they quoted as that of higher commodity. So class rate is 140, but they mentioned it is 150. So they for one class we have collected more because this is as per the declaration of the party. We also checked, but one class higher rate is charged. So in such cases, what is the authority that this was a commodity is different? So that report from booking station and destination will take. What the declaration by the party is correct or not before giving claim. Type of rake required as per the available tonnage. Type of rake as per the available tonnage and the number of wagons. So here, if load is more, suppose cement bags load is more, so they may ask for BCN rake. Load is less, they may ask for, that is BCN, that is BCNHL, sorry, BCNHL, that is 58 wagons. Load is less, they may ask BCN only. Sometimes load is still less, they may ask a mini rake. So based on that, we arrive with the tonnage. Ensure correct classification of the classification should be correct. Check with the goods supervisor regarding classification of commodity, distance, route, which route. So again, our goods tariff rule number 125. So we have to carry by the shortest available route. By the shortest available route. If shortest available route is closed, we have to tell the party that shortest available route is temporarily closed. So if you want to book by a route other than the shortest, we should take his declaration. We should take his declaration. Suppose breaches are there, he has got perishable items, he wants us to move by a longer route, we should take his declaration. So what is the PCC of the wagon? These are all so correctly ensured at the time of booking. Check route if selected is CC plus 6 or CC plus 8. Generally, most of the routes are now CC plus 8 only. So whenever new conversion is there, in such cases only CC plus 6, it will be CC plus 8. Check wagons whether they are fit for loading. So before that loading, you have to see all the wagons, they are fit for loading. Any floor damage is there, door damage is there along the wagon, that we have to see. Covered, maybe covered wagons, or sometimes we are unable to close the wagon doors. So there is no TXR stop. So we have loaded, but we cannot close the wagon. In such cases, we may be forced to condemn that particular wagon. The details are the wagon number, owning railway, type of wagon. We have to, suppose we have not taken the type of wagon. So if we don't know the type of wagon, chargeable weight is not correct. We may not know correctly. ensure proper packing. These are the general precautions. So here packing is required, especially during the rainy season. We have to leave 12 inches near the wagon doors and 8 inches along the walls inside the wagon, and labeling inside the wagon also we have to paste. Generally what happens, the seal cards, a train is stopped on a platform, a goods train. Our passengers traveling on the platform, they may come and see, and they may remove the seal cards sometimes. Then if that wagons becomes unconnected en route, so we may not be able to know. Then we have to trace what is commodity. So we'll back trace. This type of commodity comes from which station, and this goes to which station. We have to see all these things. Sometimes they may keep that laborers some newspaper. Suppose it is a Telugu newspaper. It means that we have understanding this wagon might have come from Telugu area. It is a Hindi, so or it is a Bihari, something. Some useful things may be available inside the wagon. If wagons, they get unconnected. So wagon unconnected means a small child. He cannot tell his name, father or mother. Proper care should be taken while feeding the loading details, wagon wise, in the forward note, number of packages, etc. Friends, coordinating with the goods supervisor before generating or to ensure correct feeding of data into the voice and realization of the freight gauges. Now we have got the facility of online registration of a wagon, demand registration fee, type of wagon. So before feeding online, so that customer, we should ask our supervisor, so what is the classification of the commodity? What is the carrying capacity of the wagon? What is route? So that they will know the approximate amount of the freight. So without knowing, based on their own knowledge, if they feed, that is leading to so much cases of overcharging or excess payment of the charges. Yet sufficient funds are available in the bank to avoid to pay surcharge. Coordinating with goods supplier regarding concession prepaid across the under various schemes on crossing benchmark. So they are expecting some concession. Whether our people have properly checked or not, are properly fed in the system, properly advised to Chris to upload, then it will be a problem. At the time of carriage, in case of bags load with the standard size weight, if overloading detected en route, customer has not agreed to that, he may represent. So which may overloading, he may ask a destination in writing for counting of the baggage. So sometimes it may be correct, sometimes may not be correct. But this weighment at the weigh bridges is a regular problematic thing to railways, because weigh bridges may not be always correct. So at the time of delivery, if seats are not intact at destination, before opening of the wagons, call railway staff regarding tampering of seats. So if customer is there, before opening, if seats are not intact, they should call our railway staff and show that tampering of seats is there, so that they can ask for open delivery or assessment delivery. Before taking delivery, remarks may be mentioned in the delivery book about the discrepancy found at the time of okay. So before taking delivery, so what are the discrepancies? They should write, so that that will be useful for settlement. If they have taken under clear signature, subsequent claim may not be possible. This is online. Customer can visit the following websites for inquiries regarding station marshalling, rake handling, capacity, RPS for distance, railway board circulars, estimated freights, tracking of consignments, where this rake is available from FNR number. This is the www.voiceindianrail.gov.in, so that they can use this. Now, participants, you are requested to ask any questions so that I will clarify. Participants, are you listening me? Participants. Please ask. Gautam ji, Prashant Kumar.
Yeah, participants, any queries, please ask.
Sir, what is punitive charges? Punitive charges, sir, please, sir.
So, punitive charges that based on the excess loading. It is situation 1 and situation 2. Generally, punitive charges will come in case of open wagons. So here, in case of covered wagons, this is bagged goods. Punitive charges for in case of open wagons, we collect. This is 100% payment of the rakes are there. 100% payment of all rakes. This may be coal, it may be limestone, or it may be any other loose commodities. That is oxen and also open wagons. Generally, punitive charges, all wagons, all weighed en route or at the originating station. So that is situation 1. This is one limit is that. Suppose it is within normal limits, that is 1 to 2 tons. That is over and above the permissible carrying capacity. So if it is going beyond that, 3 different slabs are there. So up to 0.5 or 1 ton, it is normal freight. It is going 1 to. The main problem is in case of covered wagons, where bags are stenciled, weight is fixed. They may clearly object because each bag is having a fixed weight. In such cases, if any weight is there, excess weight, they will definitely dispute and they may ask for destination or en route repayment, physical checking of the bags. That they can prove that weighbridge is faulty. Then we have to go for refund of the punitive charges if collected. Most of the cases, disputes will be there. Next, Amit Kumar, our Viswan Chakravarti.
Excuse me, sir. Tell about voice.
Is regarding the booking, we have got 2 types of rate management, terminal management. That is regarding booking. So we'll have all details in that. So the payment also is through voice now, online payment. But subject is very vast. So we can check all details through voice. What are the standard banks? What are the and also classification also. Before preparation of RR, party can go through voice and he can know what is approximate freight.
Okay, sir.
Right, operation information system. So here one advantage of this one. So we can see the rate. So we can see rake where it is available. So that is very, very essential. How far our rake has gone, that is helpful. So what are the number of wagons available on our system? So that is useful for all purposes, administration purpose and also for customers' point of view in both ways. So that has prevented manipulations. और बताइए.
Any more queries?
Friends, any more queries? Please ask.
Yeah, uploading the PPT also in the chat box. You can download.
Kindly listen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can message in the chat box any queries, or you can ask the faculty.
You can ask some more questions. Please Saren, Prashant Kumar and Vishwant Chakravarti, I am seeing your names.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Sir, how to multinational company claims a huge numbers of claim their any this type of
No, you ask clearly what that type of claim. I will tell. Multinational company.
How to claim their any this type of claim?
So here,
but they are also the supplier or a big supplier of the railway.
okay. So claims will come for various reasons. So we have seen it may be so error in classification. So our community selected is not properly charged. So we have taken a wrong class. This may range to this one. Okay. Wrong classification, wrong calculation. Calculation also will come. Recently, one our goods clerk simply has taken instead of 15 lakhs, 15 lakhs, I think he has given some 25 lakhs he collected. So that customer was weeping. Like this error in class, error in weight. That is also there. Error in weight. Wrongly taken the weight of the wagon. As per type of the wagon, we have to charge. So permissible carrying capacity is not correctly taken. So our ignorance of rules, party will be charged. So basically, our people, they charge more by default. We should not lead to any outstandings. So from railways point of view, our staff, they will do, if you are not aware, you charge more so that there is no debit. TIAs may not raise debits. That will lead to overcharges. So हमारा सभी लोग ऐसा ही कार्य करा था. So if in case of any doubt, you charge more. That's why it will lead to overcharge. Then party will go for refund of excess amount paid. That is the root cause. So here it may be train load or wagon load rate not correctly taken. Suppose a new commodity has come. Now as per latest rules, I think you are also aware. If a commodity is not classified, railway board has to give, but customer will not listen. In such case, what is type of wagon required? Suppose you are having a new liquid. So you should take the wagons of a tank wagons. If it is new ore, you should take open wagons. If it is a bagged goods, you should take the classification generally used in the covered wagons. It may be open wagons, covered wagons, or is a tank wagon as per the description of the commodity. That is one. In wagon load, generally it is one class above the train load. And how delayed notification, generally it will lead to problems. Or please ask.
Any more doubts, please? If you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, we'll wind up the session today. Any more doubts, please ask.
Sir, wait, they will ask one or two doubts. पूछिए आप. We expect all TIS to become AOs and upgrade your knowledge. I wish all of you.
I think there are no more doubts, sir. I think it's time to wind up the session.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
On behalf of the academy, I thank Sri Ram Prasad Garu, Deputy CCM, Headquarters South Central Railway, Secunderabad, for taking up the session on processing of claims and also clarifying many doubts. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Tomorrow we have a session on Raj Bhasha. The login time is 3 o'clock. Please, I request all of you to join at 3 o'clock. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.